presence last night. Heavy presence out here. And then, like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, someone tossed out a firework out of a white SUV, they said, right in front of Planet Hollywood, that struck and ignited a tree, a small tree, they said, and it was a small fire, and it was extinguished quickly. But that sort of thing doesn't happen very often. So it's very interesting that, I don't know that anyone's been apprehended for that. So I haven't heard of a motive or anything why someone would do that. But it's been a very crazy week here in Vegas. I know last night from watching Vegas Unlocked stream, Fremont looked to be a little bit light on traffic. Exactly, Tobin. Yes, yes. You know, it's so funny you say that. I was saying that on almost every video that I was doing today. I'm like, the police in Las Vegas are here to protect and serve the casinos. Not the rest of us. Obi-Wan, welcome. Thank you for being here. National Bourbon Day. Right on, Mike. Yes. We got some playoff hockey. They should have dropped the puck by now for Game 5 back in Edmonton. But traffic on the other side looks to be a little light. Now, they manipulated it a little bit because of the lights. Some of the lights last longer than the others. But let's just take a look and see. There's M&M World and Coca-Cola. Marshall's right there. And there's the Hard Rock Cafe. So we've got a Metro unit over there just with his blues and reds going on the top of the vehicle. Doesn't look like there's much going on. He's just making his presence known, it looks like. So Boulevard here, Boulevard Mall, should be opening up in full force very soon. But ABC Stores over here on the right, great place to save on your libations when you're here in Vegas. Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, these are all part of Crystal Shops right here. Fendi, Tom Ford, Yves Saint Laurent, Prada, etc. You know that any protesters that come down to those stores are going to get apprehended in a hurry. And again, not like LA, where they were in and out of that Apple store there. What was that, on was that last Saturday night or Sunday night? So here's Planet Hollywood. There's a Metro unit right there. I can't tell where the tree is that was struck. They may have just taken it down. Probably not a good optic thing for them aesthetically. But don't see anything here that looks like it's charred out here in front of Planet Hollywood. Yeah, my guess is they probably took it out. The optics of all that sort of thing. So I'm not seeing any sign of it at all. Yes, have a few with vids from Mike as well, Obi-Wan. He is, it's getting wild in LA. Wow. Yeah, the cops, they don't do anything. They don't, it's crazy. And I really thought there were going to be more protests here all week. There was the one Wednesday night, and then Thursday night again, they did that show of force walking down Fremont Street in 2x2 formation. And again, about 150, 200 of them, I would estimate. And they just went from the east side of Fremont Street Experience all the way over to the west side. Which was weird. It was weird because it was on a Thursday, and so it was the day after the Wednesday protest. Yep, they stand back and watch, exactly. Serve and protect, huh? It's crazy. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, right on, Brother Mike. Yes. Yeah, guys, if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. Sal, welcome. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe, and also check out vids from Mike, VIDSFROMMIKE, as well as Cinnamon and Jupiter here on YouTube. Nonviolent Wow in Olympia. That doesn't surprise me, though. Yeah, they Up there in the state capitol, yeah. It's weird how they don't do that. Seem to do that in Carson City here. Carson City is like such a small little town too here, the state capitol. They'd have to like really go out of their way. So we've got some folks looking like they're blocking traffic here, okay. And Bellagio over here off to our left, but the sun is beaming right in there. And Cali Drives, yes, Sal. Is that the same Sal? That Sal G, is that you? I thought that was Sasquatch. Unfortunately, the officers... Yes, absolutely. Yep, the leaders just do not back them. And that's the crazy part. There's the Bellagio there. And we've got the misters going on down here like crazy, of course, being 100 million degrees. Car actually says, the car says it's 127 degrees, but again, that's like the car temperature. You used to be Sasquatch, now you're just Sal. Right on, brother. Yeah, so it was, it's been a really crazy week. We'll see what happens when we get up here more towards downtown. I don't want to circle or anything up there because I don't want the police to think that I'm in any way involved. I'm just going to pass through one time and then we'll take a look around Fremont Street and see it. Now this thing is supposed to go on between 5 and 7 p.m. here. At least that's what the organizers said. But on Wednesday, some of them peeled off and went up towards Fremont Street, and then you saw a massive police presence there on Fremont on Wednesday night, in addition to Thursday night. But we're still a little bit south of the federal courthouse here. Bottled Blonde right there. I haven't noticed that place. Next to Horseshoe there, next to Old Red. Bottled Blonde. Okay. Yes, in the middle. I saw that. As soon as I saw that schedule, I'm like, oh no. I'm like, oh no, Tobin, I'm going to be right here. Look at this. Look at this. What? Wow. And that's like the 7th time that's happened to me today. They just come over. They rely on you to stop. There's the Flamingo right there. And then there's Caesar's Palace. I wonder if they have a bank of phones in there. Bank of payphones. Link Promenade. Yeah, so the crowds here, you got some crowds over here on the sidewalks. It's not completely empty here. Hey, Mark. Yeah, so I did actually, I was watching it live. That was absolutely awful. Just a tragedy all around. I could not believe what I was watching. My wife and I were both watching that. Yeah, at least it had a license plate, exactly. So many of them here in town that do not have the license plates. And there is the Hard Rock continuing to take shape. Looks like they've added the 3rd floor now. At least I'm guessing that's the 3rd floor. Along with the Mirage. Still awaiting its refresh there. Yeah, I'm not sure what the motive was for the whole heaving a firework out. At least that's what they said it was. It was a firework out at the front of Planet Hollywood last night. It is coming along, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty. It's pretty amazing, especially considering that the A's stadium still hasn't even really started to do anything down there. And it is June. They said that it was a June time frame. They were looking to break ground down there, but the cranes are at full 90-degree angle there. The winds are pretty light. Yeah, D-Man, I would agree with that, yeah. Yeah, if you guys have been watching the channel for a long time, and I know a lot of you in chat have, I've said it so many times, the police in this town are so reactive. So very, very reactive. They do not proactively police, and unless it's in front of a casino. I mean, that's the caveat, because they serve and protect the casinos. So Sal, that is you, Cali Plains? So wait, I'm still confused. Is that you, Cali Plains, buddy? Yeah, you know, Tobin, that's a very